This is KNUCKLE Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. As you guys see, the Mayweather club, they've sat there and they've played around with the Tyson Fury glove to show you guys how this glove gate can be both something that's detrimental and can be something that's a benefactor. They all drew the same conclusion with the gloves. They said from an advantage standpoint, this glove can be beneficial from bare knuckle standpoint. This is how Tyson Fury was able to knock Deontay Wilder's equilibrium off, because he was basically fighting him with bare knuckles. In fighting, your glove should not be loose like that. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this stuff. And like Malcolm X says, the chickens are coming to roost. Let me say it again. The chickens are coming to roost. Tyson Fury is now starting to feel the effects of cheating. See, this is the thing that people have to understand. You can never cheat the system, because when you cheat the system, eventually it will come back to haunt you. Cheaters are always what they are, cheaters. That's what people need to understand. Let me say it again. Cheaters are always what they are, cheaters, and that's what people need to understand. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Cheaters beget cheaters. And people that are sitting here defending cheaters and defending a cheater's way, it tells us everything they needs to know about you. That means you're a cheater in your life. You're a cheater when it comes to things. You're a cheater. You cheat the system in every which way. This is the fundamental lining of what we call truth that's measured between Tyson Fury and his fans. Tyson Fury is a cheater, and they're a cheater. Tyson Fury cheated in the Christian Hammer fight. Tyson Fury cheated in both Deontay Wilder's fights. Loose gloves in both fights. And the chickens are coming to roost. I'm glad the Mayweather club, boxing club did this, because they wanted to show you guys something. And of course, they had to disable the comments because they knew the comments was going to be ridiculous. I would have done the same thing as well too, but I'm not going to do that. But people need to understand the chickens have come to roost. Tyson Fury cheated. He cheated in this fight. And that's how he won the fight. He didn't win it on fair grounds. How do you go from being a pillow puncher to all of a sudden you're a sandlot puncher? That makes absolutely no sense. And this demonstration that they showed you guys from the Mayweather Boxing Club, it's something that's glaring, and you guys need to pay attention to that. Because what you guys are seeing here is that Tyson Fury is what he is. A Tyson Montana. See, people glamorize Tony Montana, right? And they say, man, Tony Montana lived a life of this and he lived a life of that. But where did Tony Montana end up? He ended up dead. Living a life like Tony Montana only allows you to end up dead. You know why living a life like him is not profitable and it's not fruitful? Because he lived a life that was too fast. And he lived a life where he wasn't even authentic with himself. And he lived a life where he cheated the system and he cheated himself. And ultimately what ended up happening to him? He died. Now I know Tony Montana is a folklore hero to a lot of folks, especially a lot of folks in the black community. But I'm here to tell you guys, rude awakening wise, Tony Montana got what he deserved, because Tony Montana lived a life that was going to beget for him to deserve that. And Tyson Fury, that's the same thing with him. He lived a life that was going to get him where he was at, and was going to position him to be the person that he ended up being. So I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for Tyson Fury. He's a cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And when you cheat, cheating always finds its way to come at your footstep. So it's not a coincidence that his belts are getting stripped. It's not a coincidence that his belts are getting relinquished. It's not a coincidence that he's getting now investigated by Mauricio Solomon, by the way, which should have happened from the jump. It's not a coincidence that petitions are being signed and they're going over the threshold of what they need to be in order to sit here and say, you know what? This needs to be investigated, the second fight. Because when you have Frank Warren and you have Bob Arum come out of their mouths and tell you this is going to be a trilogy before the first punch of the first fight happens, that is the equivalent of what we call boxing three-pronged monster of economics, politics, and pugilism at its truest and its most prosperous levels. People need to wake up and smell the coffee. Stop getting caught up in this one archaic viewpoint or one trick pony viewpoint of let's just keep it boxing, let's just keep it boxing. No, you have to look at the economics associated behind this rigging, corruption, fixing nonsense. You have to look at the politics behind it, because the networks got what they got in terms of capital. The promoters got what they got in terms of capital. Everyone basically got what they got in terms of capital. The bottom line is this: we have to sit here and tell ourselves the fundamental truth. Tyson Fury cheated. And now, like Malcolm X says, the chickens are coming to roost. And it's in the form now of fighters that happen to be with the Mayweather Boxing Club. So salute to all of them for telling you guys that when you fight that way, you're basically fighting bare knuckle fisted. Now you mean to tell me, is that boxing or is that bare knuckle brawling? Let me say it again. Is that boxing or is that bare knuckle brawling? And once you've come to the conclusion of what it is, holla at He Knows the Sport. Because what we said, we keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. We keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. Because in telling the cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truth, what did I tell you guys? The truth will always have its day, and the truth will what? It will set you free. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.